U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said a Fed report on central bank digital currency, CBDC, would come in early September during a hearing on Wednesday before the U.S. House Committee on Financial Services. Most interestingly to me and a lot of people who are in the audience here, in response to a question from Republican House member Patrick McHenry, Powell said the report will outline the benefits and risks of CBDCs as well as cryptocurrencies and stablecoins more broadly. In the hearing, Powell said that stablecoins need regulation if they are going to play a major part within U.S. payment networks. Listen to this 60-second clip, and I'll talk to you on the other side.
And so stable coins certainly have some advantages in terms of a faster payment system and have some of the attributes of CBDC. But there are some risks with stable coins right now. Are there not? Are there concerns you have about stable coins?
Yeah, I think the issue, stable coins are a lot like money market funds or bank deposits or a narrow bank, depending on the terms of them, that kind of thing, but without the regulation. And I think we have a tradition in this country where the public's money is held in what is supposed to be a very safe asset. We have a pretty strong regulatory framework around bank deposits, for example, or money market funds. That doesn't exist really for stablecoins. And if they're going to be a significant part of the payments universe, which we don't think crypto assets will be, but stablecoins might be, then we need an appropriate regulatory framework, which frankly we don't have.
All right, so there you have it, folks. We've been talking about this Tether investigation for a month now here on this podcast, and Jim Cramer's done 2 segments, and CoffeeZilla's done a segment, and the Financial Times has been talking about Tether, and they had their New York Attorney General settlement, and they've been banned from working with people residing in New York. Stablecoins are really becoming a risk factor here. And like the U.S. Federal Reserve Chair is saying here, people's money should be safe. And stablecoins are supposed to be money. Therefore, it needs to be regulated. It needs to be safe. And obviously, it is not. And that is why people are really concerned about what is happening with Tether. Also, Powell made an inflammatory comment that is making the rounds in the crypto community right now, in which he was speaking about the arguments in favor of a US CBDC, central bank digital currency. The people in crypto refer to this as FedCoin, and here is his comment.
You wouldn't need stablecoins, you wouldn't need cryptocurrencies if you had a digital US currency. I think that's one of the stronger arguments in its favor.
So there you have it, folks. People in his position do not tip their cards inadvertently. They do everything in a very predictable, well thought out manner, 99.9% of the time. So there will be a central bank digital currency, and the U.S. believes that it will eliminate the need for cryptocurrency and for stablecoins. That is what the outcome will be for cryptocurrency and stablecoins in my mind. And I've said this many times on the program, which then gets me attacked by laser-eyed people who've created burner accounts in the last 6 months on Twitter, where they will reply, "Have fun staying poor." Good luck with that. I'm still investing in startups. I think I'll be okay. But the point here is no government is going to give over their financial system to a bunch of randos, globally anonymous accounts, to a currency that is not in any way managed by a central authority. So what is the likely outcome here? Well, we saw it in China where they banned mining. Here in the United States, will they ban the mining of Bitcoin? No, I don't think so. But they could put a tax on cryptocurrencies. They could make regulations that holding it require certain conditions. We already have some of those like KYC and anti-money laundering. But the noose is going to tighten in the developed world. And then that's going to leave the people participating in crypto and stable coins to either get legitimate and add a bunch of expense and for the government to try to maintain control of their monetary supply. And I think this is all going to come to a quick resolution. It's been a decade of this. It's now hit scale. People are super concerned in our governments and governments around the world. And they're concerned really for 2 reasons. 1, they don't want to see people get burned. But 2, they don't want to lose power. So crypto people have it right. FedCoin and governments cracking down on crypto is because they want to maintain control. Do not be naive. These governments are not going to give over their sovereignty as expressed through currency to just a random group of pirates on the internet who believe in, a radical libertarian approach to freedom of currency and freedom from the money printing machine at the Fed. That doesn't mean they're right, but that is just the reality. After we invited Bitfinex on This Week in Startup episode 1243, Tether's CTO tweeted the following. Then he goes like, I don't understand why they don't speak in my clown show. I think he's referring to me. So, Paolo, if you don't want to come on the pod, I understand. I don't understand why you're capitalizing certain letters and leaving some lowercase. And you know my Twitter handle. It's @Jason. Easy to remember, 5 characters. You could have just mentioned me. And he says there are plenty of respectable shows where we are planning to discuss. Obviously, we're setting the bar a bit higher than his show. Stu and myself will happily discuss with more serious and professional hosts. And I responded, oh, okay, so you're not coming on the show? Apparently, setting the bar higher means they're going on shows that will give easier interviews and great headlines. And here's the headline. Tether's exciting future, an interview with Powell, CTO, Bitfinex, on the Coin Republic, a very popular YouTube channel with 576 subscribers. Well done, Paolo. I'm glad that you set the bar so high for somebody with 500 subscribers to their YouTube channel. No offense to the Coin Republic. I'm sure this is a YouTube channel with great potential. But you can tell from the title, Tether's exciting future. It's quite possible Tether paid for this interview or in some way is advertising on this person, or they have a financial interest in it, or it's just somebody who is giving them a really easy time, home crowd interview, if you will. It would be the equivalent of me interviewing the founder of one of the companies I invested in. So we continue to invite Tether to come on the program, and Jeremy Allaire from their competitor Circle, which does USDC, another stablecoin, but that is regulated here in the United States. He's coming on the program, and they just announced that they will be going public. So I think we're going to see Tether's involvement in crypto deprecate over time, and they will only be able to operate in unregulated markets with people who maybe are of a certain profile who need a less regulated currency. In other words, the people who want to be on the up and up and who want to be regulated will pick to use maybe Circle, and I don't have any financial interest in it, or a regulated coin, a regulated stable coin. And then I think what happens is over time, Tether is for only people who maybe need to be part of the underground and who don't want people to know what's going on with their tokens and how they're moving money around. Twilio is the cloud communication platform used by Uber, Airbnb, Shopify, and many others. Not that you need any more names. I mean, think about that. Uber, Airbnb, Shopify. It's basically as good as it gets. You may have heard of them in the news back in November of 2020 when they announced their $3.2 billion acquisition of Segment, one of the world's leading customer data platforms. Everybody knows Segment if you're in the industry. Well, Twilio provides you the building blocks to add messaging, voice, and video in your web and mobile applications. They are rooted in startup culture, and they are here to help you on that journey. Twilio gives you the power to build communication apps easily so you can spend more time focusing on what counts, your customers. Engage and delight your users while scaling globally, all from one API-powered platform. From SMS to voice to WhatsApp to email, thanks to that SendGrid acquisition. And founder CEO Jeff Lawson has been on this program multiple times. I think the last time was episode 967 back in 2019. Let's book them again. And here's what you're going to get from Twilio's startup program. Access to webinars made exclusively for startups and full support via the Twilio Startups team. A $500 getting started credit and $3,000 in SendGrid credits. Sign up now, twiliostartups.com/twist. Twilio, TWILIO, startups.com/twist. So go get the bag right now. $3,500 in credits are waiting there for you to just take them. twiliostartups.com/twist.